Hey guys, what is up? This is View88 and Brick Jedi here with another movie review. Today's review, or not today's review, I should say that this review is of Star Wars The Complete Saga, the original trilogy. The last one was the prequels, this one is of the classics, the original trilogy.
Yes. So, here is the Complete Saga Blu-ray. And we did 1, 2, 3.
So let's go to 4.
Got 4, New Hope.
Alrighty. So A New Hope is actually one of my favorite movies so far. I've actually gone back into Star Wars. I can't even talk today. So that's really exciting news for Brick Jedi. Since I've kind of not really liked Star Wars for a long time. So anyway, like I said, New Hope is probably one of my favorite movies of all time right now.
Really?
Another one is Empire Strikes Back.
Wow.
What?
Wow, that's great.
Alright. Yeah, okay, I'm blushing. No, I'm joking. Alright, so, storyline, it's a very complex movie. You got a lot of things happening.
First Star Wars movie ever.
Yeah. What? What did you say, worst Star Wars movie ever? First Star Wars. I thought you said worst. I'm like, what? Okay, anyway. So, it kind of introduces a lot of characters in this film.
And you don't know that Anakin is Darth Vader.
Hey, don't say that yet.
What?
I didn't even introduce Darth Vader yet.
You did that to me.
Whatever.
Okay.
So, yeah, what Brick Jedi said. But hopefully you guys know who Darth Vader is. I'm guessing you do, so I won't explain who he is. But he's kind of like one of the most famous villains. And probably the most famous Star Wars villain too. What are you doing? Okay. This is getting really distracting. Alright, oh my god. Now, how about you just tell the storyline?
Why?
Because I can't even say a word right now.
Okay. Oh, episode 4. Let's see. I should probably do this in a 1-minute version, 7-hour version. So I will say.
Yeah, just like a little summary.
Starts off by Anakin. Okay, so it starts off by Anakin is with Owen Lars, and he doesn't know he doesn't know anything. And
Anakin.
And Luke, I can't talk either. Luke is with Owen Lars.
Okay, how about we take turns doing this so we each get,
Okay. He goes out, and then Ben Kenobi, he gets a hologram. The Sandcrawler comes, and then they get R2-D2, and then it projects a hologram. Obi-Wan, help me out, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. And then he finds Obi, and then he teaches him stuff, and then they try to find out his dad, so then they go find Chewie at the cantina.
And Han Solo.
And then they get the Millennium Falcon, and then the giant penis guy comes after them. And then they fly away in the Millennium Falcon. And then after that, more stuff happens, and then the Death Star plans, and the Darth Vader, and the whole Death Star scenes in the movie. That takes place most of the movie, and the Death Star and the trash compactor and all that. Yes.
So that's basically like a really fast version of the
and then they blow up the Death Star.
Yeah, and then that's like a huge ceremony. All right, what I would give this movie.
What?
I'm just thinking what I would give this movie.
Do you want me to do my opinion first?
Oh yeah, well, yeah, sure. Since you did it,
Okay. Well.
You did the summary since I couldn't really do it.
Okay. It is my second, or it's probably tied or second for my favorite Star Wars movie of all time. Luke Skywalker is my favorite character. It's a classic, great storyline, lots of good stuff that happens. It's just one of the best movies of all time. The original trilogy are the best movies of all time, in my opinion. I'd give it...
Really classic.
They're just classic and great. For a regular movie, I'd give it a 10, and for a Star Wars movie, I'd give it a 10.
I would agree, actually. So, I don't really have anything to say with that. Do you want to do Empire Strikes Back since that's like your favorite?
Yes. Empire Strikes Back.
And then I'll do Return of the Jedi.
Where do I begin? It takes place after the ceremony, and then Anakin is now
Luke.
Gosh, why can't I speak? I have to take a piss. Starts off with the Battle of Hoth, and there's no Death Star right now.
Great scene, Battle of Hoth, by the way.
My favorite battle of all time, and my favorite scene of all time. Starts off by the probe droids coming out, and then the big AT-ATs come to the Battle of Hoth, and it's a huge battle. Snow speeders is so cool when he wraps around the snow speeders.
I also like, the scene I like is when he gets scratched by the Wampa.
Yeah, the
and
Wampa scene before that, and then he goes inside of it and all that.
Yeah, it's like, it's awesome.
And then there's
Hoth
the whole
cool.
scene with Luke training with Yoda on Dagobah. That's one of the main things.
Yeah.
That's a great scene. And
all of them are great scenes, actually. I don't think there's any bad scenes.
And then one of the best parts is Cloud City.
Yeah.
The battle.
Bespin.
The big thing. Luke, I'm your father. This is the best rated Star Wars movie of all time. Got a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes. That whole scene with Boba Fett, melting chamber, Han turning into carbonite, the battle between Luke. It's just really an amazing movie. And it's just great. And the Battle of Hoth is my favorite battle in any movie of all time.
I love Hoth because I'm not, like, I love Mustafar. But the thing about Mustafar is I'm not a huge fan of lava or, like, fire or anything. I love ice and snow and all that. So Hoth is just, like, ice and snow and everything like that. So I'm like, oh, awesome. I'd rather, like, you know, be in Hoth than Mustafar. Because Mustafar you'll just burn up like hell. But then in Hoth you probably get, like, you know, freezing cold. But anyway. So, what would you rate it?
Oh, 10 and 10.
Same for me, actually, to tell you the truth. I think it's a great movie. Does not waste your time, by the way. Some movies do.
Yeah.
Like, what is a movie that wastes our time? Green Lantern. Or Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance. That was kind of a waste of time for me. I thought it was going to be good. It actually turned out bad. So anyway, so that's that. And then the last film of the original trilogy is Return of the Jedi. And this was kind of like the last film of the Star Wars films until now when there's coming out with Episode 7. But that's like years, you know, like, it's base years from then.
I think there was like a 15-year gap between this and the first one, wasn't there?
Yeah, because it was like, it was that, but each film was released 3 years after each other.
Yeah.
In both the original and the prequel trilogies.
Right, but there's a
there's like a really long gap between it.
Did they... Never mind, we're running out.
Alright. So the storyline is Luke, he thinks he's a Jedi, but then, I'll tell you actually after that. So there's this whole scene when they're going to save Han from Jabba because Boba Fett put him with Jabba. So Leia and Chewbacca, or Chewie, go to Jabba's palace and they just...
Slave Leia.
Yeah, well, that's not... Yeah. They disguise themselves as bounty hunters, then the whole plan kind of goes wrong, and Leia becomes slave, so it's slave bikini Leia.
Rancor pit.
Yeah, and then Luke comes in, Rancor pit, you know. Then he gets on the skiff, and you see that he has a new lightsaber instead of his father's lightsaber. It's a green lightsaber that he built. So, yeah, that one. So, they escape. Boba Fett falls into the...
Sarlacc.
Yeah, the Sarlacc pit.
I don't think he's dead.
Yeah, that would kind of stink that he's dead, but... he was a short-lived character if he was dead.
Yeah.
You only saw him in, like, 2 movies.
I think
Actually, no, he was in A New Hope. It was, like, the re-release version. He was in the re-release version of A New Hope. Anyway, so... Luke goes to Dagobah, where Yoda lives. Yoda's dying, which is very sad. Very sad. There's a lot of deaths in these films, and a lot of them are really sad. So then Luke has to defeat Vader, which you found on the last film that he was Luke's Vader's son. What are you doing? So then there's that. So they kind of go into Endor and they have this whole battle. Then
Ewoks!
Yeah, Ewoks. Then Luke goes and finds Vader and the Emperor, thing, and then they have this huge fight. And then Vader finds out that Leia's Luke's sister. So then Vader defeats the Emperor, and then Vader dies, and then they have this celebration, and the Empire has been destroyed. So yeah. So that's kind of the storyline. I would give this film. I mean, I like this film, but I think there's like two scenes that I really kind of attached to in this film. They're the skiff scene when Luke's fighting, the skiff people and Boba Fett, and then there's the scene between Vader and Luke. Brick Jedi likes the Endor scene, so
Ewok Village.
yeah. So I would give this 8.9 out of 10 for both. What would you say?
I'd give it a 9 for both.
Cool. Alright, guys.
And then what I like about the movie the most is the Ewok and everything. And it's just a really good movie, and I really like the battles, and it's just a great way to end the original trilogy.
Alright, guys. Yeah, that's the end of the Star Wars thing. Alright. Don't know what else to say. So, may the Force be with you guys, and we'll be back soon. Bye.